Good morning, everyone. This is Jamaica from Jamaica Life. Yeah, I got my hat on today. So, for what it's worth. Today, we're going to put some seeds down and then we're going to do some harvesting real quick. I have some seeds from a cantaloupe. Not sure if it's one I grew or one I got from the grocery store. Right here. And because we harvested our, I'm forgetting, our, trees yesterday. See those? I'm gonna put some more seeds down here. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do first, and then I'll go and harvest some leaves for breakfast. I think I'm gonna stir fry it with some eggs. Sounds good, right? I'm not gonna stir fry it. Well, maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows what the future brings? But we're gonna harvest some things from the garden. The garden is producing. The leaves, the Swiss chard is always producing. I'm always feeding it to the chickens when I need to be the one eating it. So let's go ahead and plant these seeds and then we'll go on to the garden. A couple of these are cantaloupe seeds. I know by the way they look. I hope. They're cantaloupe seeds. And I harvest them either from a supermarket cantaloupe or from a cantaloupe I planted and grew last year. Not sure. I know it's cantaloupe though. I just dropped 2 seeds. Let's go ahead and cover them up. We're going to do some rustic planting, which means I'm going to put a hole and drop a couple of seeds. I didn't mean to drop that many. About 2 or 3 in each hole. And we'll see what happens, huh? You just have to keep trying. That's the rule. That's the name of the game. And you don't have to plant a million seed like I used to. You just have to plant a couple of them, and because you're only going to need, well, if you're a home gardener, if you're not on the farm level, you're only going to need maybe 4 to 6 plants. So I put 2 seeds in each hole, and just like that, we have our cantaloupe planted, and I have seeds. I'll find out if these are viable soon, because cantaloupe, like watermelon, let me show you the watermelon I planted a couple of weeks ago. And this moringa is holding on for dear life. The cutting bug came back last night. But they're not touching the watermelons. So here are the watermelons that I planted a couple of weeks ago. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Hopefully they hold on long enough until I gotta cover these seeds up until I can move them out into the garden. The birds are loud today. So let's go out here and get some Swiss chard. I have some bell peppers right here that I need to get off of here because they're turning colors. These bell peppers were overwintered, by the way. They produce quicker. That's why I do it. I have bell peppers that I plant every year, but I also have ones that I keep in pots so that I can have bell peppers during the winter. I was harvesting bell peppers during the winter. That is the thing. So they didn't necessarily like it. Look at the leaves. So on the bottom, you'll see that the leaves, that when it was in the greenhouse, it wasn't doing as well. But as soon as I took it back outside, look at that. It started turning green. Plus, I started giving it a lot of fertilizer. Well, natural fertilizer. Natural fertilizer is similar. Now, I know I've talked about natural fertilizer. Mostly compost I don't trust. But natural fertilizer like bone meal and blood meal, it's kind of like when you take vitamins. If the plant doesn't need it, it just lets it go. It just runs out of the bottom. Kind of like vitamins. You know, if you take too many vitamins, your body will only take what it needs. If you're taking a natural vitamin, that is, not a chemical. Your body will only take what it needs, and the rest, the body just releases through your urine or through, excrements. Same thing with the plant. So let's go ahead and get these bell peppers off. Right there, there's one there. And then we'll move on to the Swiss chard and whatever else I can find. This is a scavenger hunt because there's a lot out here. You just have to look for it. So let's get to it. So I have a couple of bell peppers on here. I got a green one here, but I have one here that's turning color. So this is the one I want to take off. Clean the place up, girl. We want to take this one off. It's not big, but it's turning color, so I just don't want anything to happen to it, right? And I'll put that in my bucket. Let me look at that one. I don't want to take that one yet. And I see little ones on here. Our moringa is doing just fine from yesterday. Let me show you guys. From yesterday. You can tell that this one is not going to make it most likely, but the rest of them are just fine. Can't always win. And there's the one in the biggest pot. Tried to hide it from the sun, but I guess this one was getting hit too much. That's all right. Just focusing on the good ones. We got 2, 4, 6, 7 of them and 1 possible. I'm not going to pull it out until it shows that it's completely gone, because sometimes they bounce back. I have had them bounce back. I'll show you that in a minute. So this is one of our pepper plants. I have another one over here. It's a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder. And there's some peppers in there, but they are not ready. These are bell peppers. Okay, I was just making sure. So let's go somewhere else. On a mission. Here's some more overwintered bell peppers. And they have flowers on it. They're not ready. You gotta look, because they hide their fruit from you. I guess it's a survival tactic. It's a different kind of bell pepper. It's not ready yet. So we're gonna go across and we're gonna harvest some of the Swiss chard and the kale. It's gonna be a mixed green stir fry. I see a couple of tomatoes over there. So let's see. Let me work my way from here all the way back, and then we'll go over to the other garden over there. Let's get to it. And guess who came out to join us? Pepe Le Pew. That's not his name, but he might as well be. I know it doesn't look like a lot right now. There goes a bug. See, the pill bugs are in here. In here. Robbing me. You just take a couple from each leaf. You don't take a whole bunch. You leave enough for photosynthesis so that you can come again. That doesn't belong there. Okay, and here are a few more. We'll just cut them off. Sometimes they don't look too good, and the ones that don't look too good, or if I think that they're just too ate up, I give them to the chickens. Moving on. All right, little by little. I'm gonna skip these because I got the trees here that I failed to plant yet. I will plant them soon. Let's go out to these. The ones that are in the sunshine seem to be doing better. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Let me stand you up. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Keep on going, girl. It never looks like a lot until you start harvesting. See that? Let's keep going. I want some red ones. See those red ones there? Yeah, we want some of those. These are pretty. Hiding from you. Just keep the ones you want. Something's attacking it again. Let's keep going. You gotta harvest your food or the animals and the bugs will. You gotta get it. Oh, my choke broke off a piece of basil, so I guess I'll use that in my stir fry. There we go. These are better. This basil is working. The basil, and it smells so good. The basil is making the bugs go away somehow. This one is finally coming back. Finally. They were really, this Laciano kale and this stuff is a perennial. They were really doing a number on that. But it looks like it's doing better now that I put down a little bit of snail bait. Okay, let's go out here and look at the huge garden bed. I can't go in there too far because I watered this morning. I watered everything this morning, actually. My Laciano kale is coming back. Look at that down there. See that? Right here. That is Laciano kale. That's a perennial. I'm so happy it's coming back. Everything seems to be doing better. The interplanting is working. It is. I can see. What all it does is confuse the bugs. They think that they're going to get one type of meal, and then they run into an onion or a garlic, and they don't necessarily like those things. Watermelon and squash look to be, well, there's bugs here, but I think they're beneficial. They look like they're doing well. Yeah, they look like they're doing really good. I think I have some, jalapenos right here that I need to get. So let's go ahead and take these off. Okay, because it's wet down here, see that? That's a lake. I'm gonna leave that there. Of course, what am I gonna do with it? I just have to wait. My potatoes, we'll see. I wanna let them hold on for at least 30 more days before I start harvesting, but they're turning yellow. Sweet potatoes are doing fine though. Corn stood back up. I'll show you that in a minute. So here's our basket so far. Not bad, huh? I come out here every day. I just don't bring you out here every day. And I come out here and I harvest for my chickens. Today I'm just gonna give them the stuff that I don't want. Let me see if there are any beans. I have been picking my beans off camera. Guess I should start doing it on camera so you all can see the results of what we've been doing out here. Yeah, I've already harvested most of the beans from this side, but I know there are some on the other side. There are flowers here though. You see those little white things? Those are the flowers. So as long as you keep harvesting and taking your fruit off, the plant will continue to make more flowers, which brings more fruit, because what it's trying to do is preserve the reproduction of the species, basically. So if you take it off, it's going to just reproduce more so that it can ensure that its species survives. Survival of the fittest, right? Whoever can outlive and reproduce the longest, they're the ones that survive. Okay, so we have tomatoes over here, but there are tomatoes on here. They're just not ready. You see this? Whole bunch of tomatoes. All over the place. All over the place. And it's laying on the grass. So I tried to stake it up. It toppled over after a while. We have some melons over here. And I put some ground cherries, a ground cherry species down here. I think these is Aunt Molly. And so she's out here. She got planted off camera. These are the apricot trees. They're doing just fine. No more peaches. I ate all the peaches. I ate most of them. I ate like 90%. And the bugs and the wild birds tried to rob me, but they pecked a little bit. And I went over there and I harvested it and gave it to my chickens. There's a patch over here we need to get some more leafy greens from. Let's go. I'm noticing something. The bugs seem to like the kale more than they like the Swiss chard. They didn't touch the Swiss chard. They don't like it. I like it though. So look at that. I just put these out here. I'll fix that. I got some BT in the house. I'm gonna put it on tonight. There's two. And this is just mixed up. They don't know what to do in this thing. That's probably another reason why it's doing so well, because the bugs are confused. They are confused. And these haven't been out here long. They've been out here maybe 3 weeks. Already harvesting. get on the ground. Leave my chard alone. I don't want that. But I want this. I want some of this one and this one. 1, 2. Take the ones that are laying on the ground. Okay. Sometimes your garden may not seem perfect, and no garden is perfect. None. No one's, unless you're using a whole heap of chemicals, and then it's real. It looks perfect, but it's not. It's the the worst kind of perfect. Okay. So they have been yamming down these butterflies. The butterflies, you'll think is beneficial. Butterflies lay eggs, and the eggs are caterpillars, and the caterpillars eat up all your stuff. Not beneficials. I beg to differ. I don't know who's saying that, but I differ. I beg to differ. So we got some beans in here. Let's go ahead and harvest those. It's been about 2 days. I've been harvesting, I'm telling you. I have been harvesting off camera. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm like, Jamaica, why? Why didn't you? Forget about it. Let me stop fussing at myself. Let's go ahead and get to it. I'm so glad I made these trenches. It makes it so much easier to look for stuff. Here we are. They're under here. They're hiding. You gotta look, or they'll turn into peas on you. Here we are. Okay. Nope, still some more hiding. I love beans. So these are contender beans that I planted. They grow super quick and they start producing quick. That's what I like about them. this one, I think I made a mistake on this one. So I planted sweet potatoes, right? But apparently I planted some vine plants with it. I had to look back at the video, and that apparently was a mistake. I put the vine plants, let me see, and they got flowers already. Yeah, flowers down there. I think I put some watermelon out here and some sunflowers. The sunflowers are producing also. I also put some beans out here on the outside. I could tell by the leaves, but I don't think that they're producing yet. No, I don't see anything in there. Oh well, live and learn, right? So I think we're done. I think I've harvested from every bed. I've already gotten to tomatoes yesterday and the day before. Those kale that we cut down, looks like they're gone. So we're going to use this for something else. Looks like they're gone with the exception of this one. I have some Swiss chard in the house. I have backup crops in the house. And oh yeah, I do have some zucchini in the house that needs to be planted. Well, eventually. They're really small seedlings right now, so I'll plant them there because they get huge. So let's go inside and see what we got. I'll lay it out for you. It didn't look like a lot, but it is. It's a lot. I could feel the weight in my hand. This basket was, light initially. It's not so light anymore. Oh, here's some more. Keep on finding Swiss chard. Okay, let's go ahead and get this before the bugs do. Okay, so let's review what we have, huh? Let's take our scissors out, wash those later on. And we have to wash these too. So we have our mixed greens. How am I gonna get you out, huh? That we have to clean. You move this over. We have our mixed greens that we have to clean, and it's quite a few. Quite a few. It doesn't look like as much in the basket, but once you start taking it out and laying it out, you realize you got about, this would have been 5 or 6 bunches at the grocery store. Now just go out there and pick them. Just go out there and harvest them. Harvest them, and I'm gonna wash them, soak them in some salt water, saute them. I don't know if I have enough today to can, but it's enough for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I need to start eating more greens and less starch. I got a potato over there. You know, your body gets so used to eating things and they're not necessarily good for you. And I looked at my eye the other day and I was like, oh no. And I researched it. I was like, gotta cut back on that sugar and starch. Not good for you. Okay, so that's our greens right there, right? Let me give you a good look at that. And then we have our string beans. I'm gonna get a bowl for this one, a white bowl. Yeah. Oh, a Chinese bowl. How about that? That's what I found. So here's our beans for today. Here's our bell pepper and our habanero, not habanero, our bell pepper and our jalapeno. I need to eat. Can't think straight. Can't think straight without eating. Can't live on coffee alone, right? This one I'm gonna give to the chickens, but I'll put that with the rest of them. They're starting to wilt, but here's our beans. And here are the greens that we got today. It's a lot. And I appreciate everything. And here's our habanero and our bell pepper. Now, behind me, you see the eggs? I harvest about 13 to 14 eggs a day now. So, I mean, I hard boil them, I stir fry them. I do not have I know I don't have the blood type where my body can't process a lot of eggs. So I'm pretty good on that. That'll give me protein. And here's what we should be eating instead of all of that junk food that I have been indulging in lately. The more sugar you eat, the more your body craves it. So It's not necessarily a good thing for you to continue to increase your sugar intake. We need to decrease it or just flat out stop it. It's going to be hard. And I've done it before. I reduced my sugar, my unnatural sugar to 0 a couple of years ago. I lost a lot of weight. And I think I'm going to have to go back to that because I do not want to end up with high blood pressure or diabetes. I do not have those yet. My family does, though. My family doesn't have diabetes, but they have high blood pressure. I don't have it yet. I hope I never, God willing, I'll never have diabetes. Don't say yes. I do not have diabetes or high blood pressure, and I don't want it. So we're going to soak these. I'm going to cook them up, and we're going to eat them instead of giving them to the chickens. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. Here are the tomatoes that I've been harvesting. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them of all different colors. I need to show you this stuff instead of just harvesting and throwing them in a pail or throwing them in the refrigerator or blanching them. I've been blanching these string beans and putting them in bags and freezing them because I didn't want to pressure cook them because I think they get too soft. But I mean, harvest your stuff. Go ahead and get your eggs. You're gonna have to get your eggs because if you don't, well, they're gonna sit on them and they're gonna turn into chicks. Just gonna tell you, that's what they're gonna do. Even if they're not broody, they'll turn broody on you. So, this is Jamaica. My basket is empty. I'm so happy for what I've gotten over the past couple of days, on camera and off camera. I thank you guys for being with me. And this is the eggs that I've gotten so far. And I will see you on the next one, all right? Harvest your stuff.